my thing is, like, Jimmy is just scoring. Whenever we need him to score, he just seems to do it. And it's hard, like, to just pinpoint a score because he's been putting up points. Yeah. He's been putting up some points.
44.
So, you know.
Against the best defense in the league.
And, you know, the Rams ain't the best defense in the league. I'm sure, you know, they're pretty good.
I'm trying to help it.
They're not the best. They're not the best. When we put up 44 on the best.
Are you listening?
Niners! Ronbo Sports here, representing the Niner Empire organization worldwide. Notice I got a little pep in my step now. I have 4 wins. Are you serious in a row? I invite you to join us. Go to theninerempire.com for further details and information. And be a part. Fam, I thank you for allowing me to talk some more 49er football with you. You know I love talking some football. And hey, how busy are you now looking at the headlines across all social media? When you look at sports pages, there's that face. Well, a bunch of faces. You got Jimmy G, first of all. You got Kyle Shanahan. You got John Lynch. You got the organization. You got Reuben Foster. You got 49ers all over the place, all over social media. Talking to them. Oh, we're relevant. We're relevant. And then, hey, with a 5-10 record, we're relevant. How about that, huh? Yeah. And looking at those rankings. And you know, normally, I mean, for the last couple of years, there's no reason to look at the rankings. We move a few more places. 49ers are like on a hit record stream, right? 49ers are moving up the chart with a bullet. I believe last week we're 19. We're back up to 15. And who's ahead of us? Seahawks, Cowboys, 49ers. And what if? Ain't no what if. We're going to beat the Rams this weekend. If the Hawks and Cowboys lose, what would happen? Would we end the season looking like we should have been to the Super Bowl instead of whomever's going? And nobody wants to be involved with us right now. When you think about the 49ers and how they must look to most teams around the league, they're all saying, well, we ain't got to deal with the 49ers this year, so we can go and get business done and maybe fortify a roster next year so we can deal with the 49ers. Seriously, I'm joking, but I'm not joking. The 49ers are going to be a team that teams are going to have to try to figure out what to do with. Because see, Jimmy Garoppolo's out there now filling out the stat sheet, and DC's got to figure out, how do you combat this guy? You know, with quarterbacks you've had in the past, you know, when you look at some of the things they used to do, it was kind of easy to figure out how to combat them, you know? And then in this case, you look at Jimmy's not going to be so easy to work with. He's not predictable. Anything may happen. That sidearm shot into the end zone. What is he doing? A sidearm shot. So I'm loving me some Jimmy G power rankings. I can't wait till next week as we move with that bullet. Where we going next? By the way, I'm telling you, I'm getting into conversation with people all the time. We need to give them players out there on the field some credit. All right? Because I got to tell you right now, they're not going to be sweeping changes across that roster like some people are thinking. I'm actually doing a series right now on Hot Topic Daily as to the state of the 49ers. And I'm talking about, don't look for everybody to come up missing next year for your sexy pick player to replace. And the reason I say that is this. Those guys that are out there getting it done right now, no matter what you think about their abilities or there's a better player to be found elsewhere, they're the ones getting it done. They're executing. They're doing Kyle Shanahan's offense. So I'm telling you, you know, there's going to be players more there next year. I've seen the draft, the free agents, and I've looked at the draft. The draft is more exciting to me than free agents. But the free agents, I see some free agents. One here and there that we might bring in. He's going to have to come in and camp because you know how John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan love to have a raging camp. And whomever survives when the dust settles, that's going to be the players that are going with it. Y'all know, huh? You think I'm afraid to talk about Carlos Hyde? If you've been checking me out lately on Red Gold, or checking us out on Red Gold Radio, I mean, everybody, we get into this conversation about Carlos Hyde. A lot of us are sympathetic toward Carlos. A lot of us want to see Carlos lead. Joe Williams is still going to be in the mix. Dre pointed out the other day, if Joe Williams gets out of rehab, the fumble-itis rehab clinic, he could be a competitor, and they will not bring in any running back at all. I'm just saying. These are things you got to consider before you start bringing this guy in, bringing this one in. They may not make the cut because the guys that are learning right now are going to be guys that Kyle Shanahan's going to trust going forward. See, I'm just saying. Because, like, I don't see but a few players I want to get replaced anyway. I'm not into negativity this week, so I'm not going to even call their names. Well, I might later. If my guests want to talk about it, it's not my fault. If I join in, it's still not my fault. If on Red Gold Radio, I agree with you about certain players, it'll be just an agreement. I ain't going to get into it. You know what? Because I'm going to try, as Salvador pointed out, be positive about the 49ers. They're doing good work. The Rams, coming up this weekend. Rams, what did you do? Are you guys not going to play us? I really wish that wasn't going to be the case. The Rams, that was going to be the measuring, the litmus test, if you will, of just how good are we. Because right now, a lot of 49er fans don't even know how good. Some of us are really shocked at the results we're getting of beating the best defense in the NFL and beat them up. Beat them up! If that ref would have gave us that touchdown that they said, well, they never had control of the ball. Although it was tucked all up in here, right? He's running along 1, 2, 3, ball gets away. We pick it up going for a touchdown. Do you know that was 51 points? And that's the most points New England Patriots did to him. Did it that same. I'm not even mad at the Jags anymore. The New England Patriots did the same thing to the Jags and scored 51 points. We could have matched that. That's the worst beating the Jags have ever had. And they had that back in 2015. So it would have been I really wish we could have dealt and got into a serious SoCal war with the Rams. God, man.
Ronbo!
Yo!
What's good with you?
Yes, you, Blad, you!
I want to shout out LA Rams.
Yeah? Go ahead.
Best be glad you need to rest up for the playoffs. Y'all about to dodge getting your division-winning feelings hurt. Payback has been temporarily delayed.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Mm-hmm.
The best team in LA is still the Dodgers. With NWA coming in a close second.
Yeah!
And I'm gone.
Dude said a mouthful, okay? I agree with every word he said. But it's not, if I was the Rams, I was in their position, I'd probably do the same thing. We got to talk trash now, though, because next year, ain't no holds barred. Rams, Niners. Ooh, that's going to be the marquee matchup. You know what? They may put us on a Monday night next year. Or a Sunday night contest, because I don't think I'm going to do this a Thursday again. Because now, now we will not be eliminated from the nighttime schedule. Not with Jimmy G. Oh, if we win one more game, we may be the premier matchup of the season. Let me get over here and see what in the 49er is going on with you. Niner fam, it's holiday time. Everybody's got the rhythm around the Niner Empire now, Jack. Solomon, what's up?
How you doing, Ronbo? Merry Christmas.
Thanks, fam. It is a Merry Christmas too, Solomon. I tell you, but I don't know how much more merry I can take this year, man. Oh, man, I just wasn't ready for this. But Solomon, check it, man. Looking at the 49ers right now, we have, and I don't know, I'm hoping it's not just me, but I've noticed progression. Progression with that offense since Jimmy G first stepped on the field on that first game against Chicago. Solomon, have you noticed, are you impressed with the progression that's taken place in the last 3 weeks? And can you put your finger on exactly what it is? Because there's a number of things. But give me some of the reasons why, if you're feeling that way, man.
I'm feeling that way, and I got one reason, and you most of the time it's a few different reasons you could point out, but there's one reason this time, and it's number 10. It's a 0 added to that 1.
Like I knew he wasn't gonna say that.
Yeah, you should have known that, because I mean, it's holiday season, and we're on a winning streak right now. So what better time to go visit the family, and your Niners is just beating butt.
Oh, And Jimmy G. Listen, you know what? And let's underline some things about Jimmy G that you've noticed, man. Because see, we've had a lot of quarterbacks in the last. Shoot, I go all the way back to you know what? Go back as far as you want to. But there's some things.
I'm a Niner fan now. Don't be careful where you go back to.
No. I'm just saying, because there's some things about G that I'm saying. This dude is kind of special. You know, I mean, what are some of the things you may have noticed about him that you know is going to take us to the next level?
All right, let's lay some stats out. Okay.
Oh yes, please.
Niners haven't scored an opening drive touchdown since week 3. All right. Jaguars haven't allowed a touchdown on the opening drive 21 straight drives.
Yes.
What did he do yesterday? He broke that. He messed that little thing up. You know, they getting their championship shirts for winning their division, but they got their butts whipped. So it made it feel we can't go to the playoffs. But look, they getting their little championship shirts, but they got whooped last night. You feel me? Mike Silver put it best in the article he wrote. Jimmy G had us looking dumb out there. So you know the progression is the only thing I like to see is when we get to the red zone, we just got to have a little bit more creativity, and that might come with him learning the playbook. And so once he learns that playbook, then it'll be a little bit more creativity here. We got 66 yards. Marquise Goodwin, if you watch Ronbo, which I hope you do, because this is a Niner. This is what we do here in Niner Empire. This is what we do. We watch Ronbo. So 66 yards is what you need to get to that 1,000 yards.
That's it. That's all.
66. So I mean, it's progression. You see how the line. We got some. It look like we got a Pro Bowl line sometimes when I see them out there. They block a little harder. The defense, and you know, you say offense, and that, you know, what's the progression? But if you look at it, if you get into it, when you have a defense that's out there with somebody that they feel like can score when he gets the ball, they even playing a little bit better and a little bit like, okay, we're gonna get him the ball because he's gonna go out there and he's gonna get his job done.
Yeah.
So it's just that one. I mean, it's hard to say that one guy makes it. That this one guy could do this to a team, but I mean,
this one guy is though, because everybody's playing. Just like you mentioned the defense, but you mentioned something that really worries me. I said, you know what, Marquise is gonna go out there and he's gonna tear up, because I said, I'm sorry, folks. I don't care what anybody thinks. They have a new cornerback that everybody's talking about. He's been around for a couple of years, and he's impressed people. And now they thought they was going to stop Marquise. I said, he can't do it, y'all. He can't cover it by
Mr. Ramsey. You talking about Mr. Ramsey?
Yeah, I said, you know, what's that? Jalen. I said,
Jalen Ramsey.
Jalen cannot stay with Marquise, folks. And everybody's, man, you better wait a minute. No, he can't do it. I've watched film. He couldn't stay with Antonio. Antonio Brown. Marquise is not Antonio Brown, but he's got the same kind of speed. What am I saying? He's way faster than Antonio Brown. So you put out there a small, quick guy, he will butcher him just like Antonio did. I knew it was going to happen. So what they do? They double team. I knew that. I knew the game plan was going to be help out Jalen. Do not let him have to deal with Marquise by himself. I'm worried about that for this one reason. Next week, I figure Tremaine is going to try to stop Marquise. They're probably going to run the same game plan on the defense. What do you think is going to happen with that?
Well, the thing about Garoppolo is against the Texans, a corner got mad because you spoke on this, or the Titans, I mean, to say. A corner got mad. Garoppolo didn't impress me. He threw to whoever was open. Are you supposed to throw to the
name of the game?
What are you supposed to do? You're supposed to throw to the open person. So for me as a Garoppolo fan, it's like I'm not interested really. I want to win. So it's not about one guy doing. I need them collectively to collectively all step up. I mean, I like what I see. I mean, I was kind of upset with the Niners when they spent a lot of money on that fullback. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Really?
I'm gonna be honest.
Are you still feeling that?
I'm not feeling that way no more.
Yeah.
He plays tight end. He plays running back. He plays fullback. He's making plays off the backfield. I mean, I seen it look, but the more and more I'm starting to see, like, when Coach Shanahan says, I need him in the game as much as possible, that means something. Our only Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
that I know of right now. So I mean,
and just like you said, he does it all. He does it all. I mean, he's lining up in the slot. He's lining up on the edge. He's lining up in the backfield. The dude is blocking down for Carlos Hyde. Oh, wait a minute. Before I get to Carlos, you know what, Carlos? You know, I don't know. Are you a huge fan of Carlos? And I'm worried about Carlos. I felt bad. Carlos.
It's a love-hate thing. You know how Wale had a song? It's a love-hate thing. You know, they had some songs about that. It's you know, you love him, then you hate him, then you love him again. You know, sometimes it's like 1 week it's just like he's a good running back though. It's just like I feel like he makes plays and it's just like, oh man, it's just like it's like you in with him or it's kind of like we're on the fence with him. And then, I mean, it's just hard. And then you got Matt Breida behind him, and he's perfect for that position because he's little.
Quick.
And when you got the big blockers and quick, so he can stay behind the blockers, and he's small, so you can't really find him.
Yeah.
And then he'll hit that hole, and he's out.
God.
So that's the big difference between. But he does. I mean, he for a minute, I believe he was our leading rusher, and he led our team in receptions. So I mean,
are you talking about Carlos? Carlos or Matt, because
no, Carlos Hyde.
Right, because you know what? Because I felt bad yesterday because I don't know if they're going to keep him or not. I'm wondering, you know, because now somebody said Shanahan's been quoted as saying he could actually go for a running back early, you know, and I said, damn, I didn't know he was thinking about it. I mean, Carlos Sanders said we go to the Super Bowl next year. I was like, oh man,
that kind of, you know, that you know, he's trying to get us as Niner fans. He's trying to kind of get our heart into him.
It works.
But this is a business too, though.
Yeah.
Like this is also a business. I mean, we love you, but at the end of the day, even your family member, if they messing up business, you got to let them go. So at the end of the day, this is a business. So we can't. I mean, if the guy we see coming up, I mean, it's hard with Carlos because I feel like he's really. I feel like he hasn't even reached his full potential yet, and that's the scary part about him because he shows a lot of good skills and he has a lot of good traits about his running game, but it's just something that just doesn't make you feel like
consistency.
Yeah,
and can we roll with him? Because if you put a really solid running back, I mean, okay. The Saquon Barkley argument is already rolling, but we fell down a couple of places. I don't even think Saquon's even in our
Do you think?
I don't think we can get it.
Do you think you giving up on Joe Williams though? I mean, he's hurt all year. I don't know.
Why would Kyle say that? Because I think they've been doing things with Joe. Probably it's been a covert mission probably with Joe. Joe's probably been working under somewhere and where nobody can see, where the media can't find him. And they're probably doing all kinds of things and testing out his ability to hold on to the ball because that's Joe Williams' only problem solving.
Only problem.
You know, because the boy can run. Oh, he can run. Oh, he can run. Well, we've seen an example of when he wasn't dropping the ball last year in preseason games. The boy is phenomenal, man. I know he's great.
the last Williams that we had. Now, if you don't, his name was Kyle Williams.
Yeah.
And every Niner fan remembers the game against the Giants. Now, come on now. We can't have another Williams brother on the team.
Man.
I mean, we can't have two Williams up here. That where we got high, he never fumbles. So that's the thing too. Like he never fumbles. He catches the ball good. Yeah. He runs good. I mean,
it's
I mean, how much can you not put on the offensive line at some point and say, hey, if the offensive line can just, block a little harder, stronger, hold those blocks open a little bit longer, then maybe. So, I mean, I can't just say it's all on Carlos either, but I remember having Gore with a worse offensive line than he had, and Gore didn't make no excuses. And he was a 1,000-yard rusher every year.
That's what I was getting ready to point out.
That's what we used to. we used to running back still getting their money with no line. So you better dive and get you 3 yards before you get no yards.
See,
at least that's one thing Gore did well.
Yes.
I'm going to get 4 yards out of 0. I'd rather get these 3 yards and get a second and 7, get a third and 4, third and 3. I mean, I don't know what to say. It's just hard.
And they're evaluating all that in the office too, Solomon, man. They're looking at all of that. It, just like you said, Frankie Gore didn't need an all-star offensive line to get some yards. 12 years in a row, 1,000 yards. Carlos ain't gonna make 1,000 yards this year. I don't see him picking up no 100-something yards this weekend against the Rams either. So if he does, I'm gonna see. Carlos, you did it, man.
How far is he off? He's probably
long way, because I think he only got 40-something yards yesterday or something like that. Because I know Breda beat him. Because Matt Breda was the guy, man. I mean, and he came 11. Matt Breda had 11 carries, and he beat Carlos by about 20, 30 yards.
And this is what you have to look at. The key to detail is when a running back gets the ball, watch how the offensive line blocks.
Yeah.
When Breda got that ball, Joe Staley got out. I don't know if you dissected that play when Breda got that last touchdown.
Yeah.
Joe Staley got off the block. He got out there, and he was pushing. Kendrick Bourne had a little hand, little push, but Staley got out the blocks and he got out the whole gassing. Watch that play, you'll see Staley was the one that opened that hole. He got out that gate and he opened the hole. But it's just like, if people are human too. So when you see the Niners all playing better because of Jimmy Garoppolo, you see this. It's the simple fact that even the lineup black better if they like a certain player.
They'll
so
inspire to play harder.
Yeah. They inspire to play a little harder when they like you.
See that? We got another problem though. Okay, Dante Johnson. Now, see, I'm thinking we're almost playing with a handicap. We almost give teams a little bit of an edge because of Dante. And I don't hate on Dante, man, but I'm just talking about his play. I mean, Dante is out there. It seems like in this game he helped us out by getting an interception. He gave it right back to him. So I'm saying, what we gonna do about Dante? I got a feeling he's got to be replaced. Maybe he can stay on the team for depth. I'm not even sure they're gonna think about doing that because he's got the size and everything. And maybe they can mold him into something. But he's got to be replaced.
No.
Are you gonna do it through the draft? Are you gonna go free agency? How are we gonna go about replacing Dante?
Well, I seen a one-hand interception last. I mean, I know you can't get fascinated with just one play, but Keywan.
I know.
Keywan. If you was to try to shove on the boots and try to start making plays, right now is the time to do it. Because, bruh. I mean, but that goes to show you if we ain't putting nobody else in there, that scares me. That we still got him in the game. So it's saying like maybe at practice he's doing good things because you can't say just the game. You got practice, you got to play. You do good in practice to play in the game. Yeah. So I mean, maybe he's doing something in practice we're not seeing.
See that? Yeah.
Or the other guys are doing stuff in practice that they're not meeting up to the qualifications of Robert. So, Robert wants his defense to be, and they're not doing that, so they're not getting in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But when he intercepted with the one hand, like in the coverage, I was like, why is like you said, he had an interception, and then I was like, oh, he needed that. Maybe Niner fans to hop off his back a little bit. He needed that. And then
a few minutes later,
boom, pass interference.
Every weekend, and Solomon, you probably noticed too. The reason he has the same problem, it's either he can't beat the guy off the block because usually he's grabbing at him, right? Automatically, the refs see that every time he does it almost. He grabs at him because he's too late. He hasn't got that kind of reflex of action that he can just jump and get into it. He won't make contact like he should do, but he just tries to jump. And I understand with the cover 3 system that Salah's running, he wants you to keep your distance. So as you go back downfield, you keep that distance and you jump route. But he ain't Richard Sherman. He can't jump no route. And if he leads off the play, he's gonna be too late. So we have a problem there, and that's what I'm saying. We got to replace him. Free agents, you got Tremaine Johnson, you got Prince Amakamura. I'm looking at Brent Grimes, Jonathan Joseph, Marquise Claiborne's gonna be available. Justin Bethel, D'Angelo Hall, and we've already seen him, and Malcolm Butler. See those guys, but some of those guys aren't cover 3 guys. You know what I'm saying? This is the thing about he fits the size. Everything about him is a cover 3. He can't cover.
I don't need another Carlos Rogers. I do remember
Carlos Rogers. I didn't want him
when he first
came either. And I
don't need another older corner. Like older corners that's not what's in right now.
Yeah.
But for me, it's just like we got to do something because as a Niner fan, things worry about you. You see players do good, but then certain things worry you. One thing worries you, that is, if we have a rookie corner, not saying that he's not talented. I love his game. I actually took game notes and watch how many times they threw to him. They threw to him like 5 times on his side. It was an offensive pass interference, a pass deflection, an interception, and another pass deflection. Like, they're not throwing it on his side, on the Weatherspoon, Kilo's side. Yeah, they're not throwing on his side. But at the same time, when a rookie is your number one corner, that's saying that maybe we need some work at the cornerback position.
Badly. That's the weakest. That's the Achilles heel right now. They can say what they want to about the front seven, but that front seven is actually improving. They just need to get used to that scheme, and that's why I don't want to see Saleh leaving this year. But the front seven will be fine, but you cannot have that handicap. If I'm the quarterback, I'm the OC, the first thing I say, and next week they're going to do it too, go right at 36, all right? We're going to go right at 36 from first play of scrimmage. We're going right after them. And there's our boy Dante, man. Boom! Flag flies, or else the dude gets away. So I can't take any more Dante. And I was trying to wait. I was thinking maybe they could work with him while he's 6'2". He's got long arms, everything else. He's a perfect cover 3. They go get. It's not gonna happen, Solomon.
We're gonna send him a voicemail at the end of the year with the Singletary voice in it. I can't coach you. I can't work with you. I can't watch you out here. I can't even watch you. Like, it's out of pocket.
I can't stand it no more.
Enough. I can't. I'm looking at the film. I'm looking at the game like, man, we can't get some Junko player out or something like.
He's out.
This guy, he's just. I mean, but the thing scares. We don't have nobody else on our team right now that can play that position.
Oh, see, that's a problem, and that's why he's got to stay out there.
That's the big problem.
They put Tyvus in.
It's not the problem that he's in the game.
Yeah.
The problem more to me is that we don't have anybody that should be in there filling his spot, because we have 45. I don't really know him, but
that's Tyvus. Tyvus can't play, man.
Terrible. He looked. Did he stand out, or was it just
stand out as being bad? Because Tyvus is too slow. I mean, I can't believe a cornerback that slow. But they called him over because he used to play in the system, so we don't have to coach him up. He already knows what his job is, right?
Oh, okay, I get it. He was a filler.
Yeah,
filler for now. Yeah, but I don't know.
He ain't gonna work.
He was. I mean, Reuben Foster looked faster at guarding the receiver than he did. I'm like, gosh, who's this guy? Hey, he's supposed to be a DB.
Solomon, we got the game coming up next week, though, man. With the Rams, it's the finale. You know the playoffs are coming up for the Rams, right? What they may end up doing is they've already won the division. Are they going to go soft on us and save their players for the playoffs? Are they going to say, no, this is a division rival team. We got to play these guys. I'm trying to think of McVay, because McVay, he seems like a very clever guy. Is he going to? He's going to tell them to back up, or is he going to play us?
For me, it's a win. If they don't play them and we win, we're going to go in the next season with all the momentum.
Yep.
That's how I think he needs to look at it. Yeah. I know he's looking at now and the playoffs, but if you're looking at the future, do you really want to give us all this momentum going into the next season? And then if you do play them and we beat up on y'all and somebody get hurt, you don't want to risk that. Yeah. There's so many things you could risk if you already know what spot you're going to be in. So I think that it's just, I really want them to start. Because I want to beat their players. I want to beat their real players because Jimmy's on a roll, and I want to see what they can do. Because we spanked them last year, and I was like, man, they can't be that much better. I mean, I know they better than they those little games we lost this year by 3 or less points. It's the same way with a lot of teams. Yeah. But they won them this year, so it's like, okay. But they Jared Goff, he still got some learning to do.
And they don't want to go.
We're gonna teach him. We're gonna teach him.
Exactly. And the thing is, I doubt they want to go into the playoffs having lost the game, because we ruined the Jags. I mean, the Jags are thinking, man, we may not be all that. I guess we need to calm down and start to play some football. So this week against the Titans, I imagine come out with guns blazing. But what score do you think? If this game, I see us pretty much winning too, because the Rams don't know what's coming, just like the Jags didn't either. The Jags, of course, like the advantage you pointed out, though, we didn't know about their defensive system. But can we win this game against the Rams? And what will be your score?
Like, my thing is, like, Jimmy is just scoring. Whenever we need him to score, he just seems to do it. And it's hard, like, to just pinpoint a score because he's been putting up points. Yeah. He's been putting up some points.
44.
So,
against the best defense in the league.
And the Rams ain't the best defense in the league. I'm sure they're pretty good.
I'm trying to help it.
They're not the best. They're not the best. And we put up 44 on the best. So I'm looking at it. My whole thing is, I feel like the Rams know they've been playing us. They play with dog when they play us.
Yeah, true.
And then I feel like for some part of me saying it's going to be a dog fight.
Yeah.
Then some part of me wants to say I think it might be a little bit more scoring than we regularly accustomed to seeing.
Yeah.
And then you got your Niner fan coming into it. So, but, you know, so it's a lot of things to think. But I think we're going to pull it out. I think it's going to be, score is going to be like 24-17 Niners.
Yeah.
It's not going to be as high scoring as last game. But
I don't believe that.
I hope it's not even that close.
Yeah, you know, because
I hope we put 31. I hope it's like 31-17 and make people know. Like
I see it coming because I don't believe they can stop Jimmy G from scoring. Look. You know, that's my okay. We'll see.
Hey, my neighbors done went and got his Niner flag. Done put it on his front porch. I ain't seen it all year. Now I see his Niner flag coming out. So you know,
hey. I mean, Sullivan, the bandwagon's coming, man. We just gotta get ready for it. All right, Sullivan, we gotta wrap it up. But I tell you what, man, now is the time to rehearse, to get excited about that game this weekend. I'm gonna count to 3, 2, 1. Give me a holler, man. 3, 2, 1.
Niners! They probably heard me down the block.
I believe they did.
Let's get it. Let's go.
Thank you, Solomon. Yeah. We'll see you online. You know this. All right, time for me to make my prediction, of course. Now that we know what we know, man. I tell you what, you know, Sean Mannion is going to be the starting quarterback is my guess. You know what, though? I still can't imagine them not giving Jared Goff any time on the field, but I guess they have to because they got to be worried about him because if we get to him, we're going to try to hurt him. Yeah. So, Sean Mannion versus Jimmy G, and I want Jimmy G to start this game because I want Jimmy G's streak to stay intact. If he starts the game, he can come out in the first quarter, the first half, whatever. I don't know, maybe there's a measure as to how far you can go before it's called your game. So whatever time it takes for Jimmy G to establish this in his game starting, and then I would like to see CJ at some point in the game. Second half, what I would like, though, is if the 49ers could run up the score in the first half. Let's say the 49ers scored 27 points. I don't believe they can catch CJ in the second half. So 20 to 27 points, 21, 27, something like that. Let CJ have it, all right? And then G gets the credit for starting the game so he can get his 7th win in a row. And everything's all cool. That's all I want to see, all right? I predict in this game the 49ers will win it. You know, there's some guys out there that want to prove some points. I'm telling you right now, 42-17, and I need for Marquise Goodwin to get his 66 yards. Got to get Marquise him 66 yards so he can actually get over the 1,000-yard mark. Man, Case! Come on, Case! And I'll be in your face at your place for all that action. Sunday afternoon, of course. And we will be in LA. Won't be a home game, but we can still enjoy it because we're going to beat the Rams. Get the Ronbo Sports app so you can join us after the game as well as we're going to party up this 2017 season and talk about, and you know what you're going to talk about. I already know what you're going to talk about. All we need is this. It's fun. It's what we're going to do for the next few months anyway. So let's do that. And you'll also need the Ronbo Sports app because, tell you right now, the Red and Gold Radio Show is not going to stop all year long. Well, actually, we can do a lot of talking all year long without emergency meetings because God knows all of a sudden it's going to be all across the wire. The 49ers just signed! And we're going to say like, ah! And it's going to be fun to do that all season long. Ah! Because every time they add another weapon, it means Jimmy G is going to be that much more lethal. He's doing what he's doing now with what I consider good weapons. What happens if they give him something really elite? But you know what the funny thing about this is? The way I look at this is this. Jimmy G is going to get it done no matter who's out on the field. I think you and I could run on the field. And if you're playing with G, he's going to put you in the right place to make a play. I'm telling you, the boy is crazy good. And you got Kyle Shanahan with him too. Oh, I got to get crazy just for another second. Listen, Kyle Shanahan's genius offense. One of the things that's being said now is, has Kyle Shanahan finally got a quarterback that can actually execute and equal the potency of his offensive prowess? See, Kyle Shanahan has a lot to offer, but even Matty Ice probably couldn't do all the things that Jimmy G could do. We're looking at a potential juggernaut team. Okay, Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna see you Sunday. Please hit like, subscribe, and share. Night of fam. See you Sunday. Count me out of here.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the secrets.
Later!